Asahi was a little boy who was cursed with the power of stone god to destroy the entire world, and he has killed his mother before coming out of her. After that, throughout the years, all the other children of the city tried to bullying him to death. Even we can see that his father has sacrificed himself because he has given birth to a demon. When the kids were about to murder him, the earth god powers has been unleashed, and he has killed all the children who were attacking him. But all he has done, it was an accident. But for this reason, all the villagers were thinking that he was a worthless monster. So for that reason, he was exiled from the village and chained to a rock for the rest of his life. Here his only way of survival was to eat the animal shits and the things around him like the rocks. One day he saw a little girl named Kaori, and she was the first person who has given him food after being exiled. And she told him to keep this their little secret. And here we can see Asahi couldn't hold back his tears because this was the first time someone has showed him any kindness. Throughout the following months and years, Kaori began to learning how to feed him, and she has tried to become the only friend he has ever had. She slowly became the only person whom Asahi wanted to protect. As the year passed, his body finally began to grow and overcoming the curse. But at that time, when a drought caused massive disaster to the village, then all the elders thought he was sucking the life out of the soil, and for this reason they swore to kill him. But when they came to kill him, then Kaori starts to guard him, and she was asking the villagers why they are wanting to kill him. But at that moment, the demons inside of the elders came out, and they started to beating Kaori. Although Asahi was trying to protect his only friend, but he couldn't. Because we can see a ugly freaking witch came out of the villagers, and she stabs Kaori behind the back. Because of that, we can see Kaori was out of his life. When Asahi saw the lifeless body of the girl he loved, he unleashed the power of stone god within him, and he broke the chain that had held him all these years. And he killed the witch first, with the same boulder they have tied him up to. Before he knew it, the entire village had been wiped out. But none of it could bring Kaori back, and he regretted not telling her how much he loved her. So he gave her the flower she grew on his arm, and the blood from the all dead villagers grew into a sea of red equinoxes. Their mystical power copied his soul into a different body, and a mysterious goddess awakened his forbidden power to destroy the world. After so many million years passed, he was reborn in the future as a school-going teenager. And here we can see this life also as miserable as his previous life. Although in this life he has his parents, but they started to abuse him again, to the point where he killed both of them with his powers and gambled all of their life savings away. And also here we can see he don't know how to talk to girls. After that we can see he was cooking on his kitchen. At that time a rift split through the space-time, and the hottest goddess appeared in front of him. And she was without any plot armor, like fully, as you know. By seeing this, he was fully shocked and amazed with the beauty of this goddess. But for that reason, his ramen bowl was in the ground. By seeing this, the goddess turns into her smaller form, and she took the ramen bowl and ate it all. Even after that, her small stomach was not full yet. After that, she was trying to suck all the foods inside his room by using her sucking power. After that, he asked her who she is. Then she replied, "I am the goddess Dora." However, he tries to flush her into the toilet because he thinks that she is useless. What kind of loser could think something like that? But no matter what he done with her, she comes back again and again. Then he biked to class to get rid of her, but she still follows her. Then she was saying that she could make all of his wishes come true. But even after that, he was thinking she is worthless, and he threw her in front of a bus. But she said that she would even give him her hot body if that's what he need. However, he said her disgusting body was flatter than a surfboard. By saying that, he managed a way to get away from her. In class, her cute face splashed onto his window. But even though he tried to close it, then she begged him to make a contract with her. At that moment, he was raised with anger, and he said that in front of all, "Shut the f*** up." And at that moment, the whole class was looking at him, and his teacher said to him, "For this kind of attitude, he is the only loser of this class." Then we can see that everyone of that class was laughing at him. After sitting down for a while, he came to know that only he can see Dora. No one other can see her. So he decided to sneak out of the class when she was in sleep. But while he was outside, a beautiful girl was waiting for him and she gave him a love letter. At that moment, Dora appeared from his backpack, saying this is the only chance of failure like him to getting a date with a girl. So Asahi snapped, throwing his backpack down and saying that, "Get the hell out of here," and screaming at the girl, "You are ugly as fuck, so get away from here." The girl was running away with tears in her eyes. Then Asahi realized that he was going to be a virgin for the rest of his life. Few hours later, he came with a box of snacks to give to Dora and begging her to leave him alone. At that moment, she began to cry, saying that a goddess who is rejected by their master is fated to wander alone for the rest of eternity. Before she disappears, she asked him if she could take one last walk with him, and she promised him to cherish their final moments together. As they walked around, she held his hand and transferred his mystical energy to his eyes, allowing him to see the truth about their world. All around him, an aura emanated around the peoples. Then she told him that everyone has the power to become a summoner. However, he was the last summoner to ever be born in history and possesses the power of the earth god to destroy the entire world, or save it if that's what he desired for. From that tree, a cat called Meow comes out, and Dora asked him if he would change the destiny of the universe to become a summoner and explore the new world with her. As he reached out his hand, she took it and locked their finger, forming a seal between them and destroying the flow of gravity in that instant. After the contract was sealed, she was making fun of him because he was being fooled, and now she would never leave him alone. However, Asahi was glad that things turned out this way because she had now become his slave and needed to obey every command he gave her. But after hearing those words, she jumped onto his back and summoned her wings for flying him around the city with her power. But after realizing how beautiful the world truly was, he barely managed to stop her from crashing them into a building. And here she was about to pass out from using all of her energy. For this reason, they began to slowly fall down. Later that night, Dora thought it was a miracle that they were even alive. But at this time, power of his house went out, because this loser wasn't paying the bill of his house for many months. For this reason, the power supply of his house has been cut out. So Dora decided to awaken a secret power inside of him for lighting up the house. And also this power was helping him to recover his injuries. And Asahi asked her if she was really a goddess. After hearing that, Dora decides to reveal everything. 300 million years ago, a very destructive war was happened between the gods and the titans. In that war, she was chained up into the void of the space. She was being alone there for a long time. By recalling these memories, she began to remember what the pain she was went through. For this reason, her brain was about to blast. By seeing this, Asahi checks out her for making sure that she was alright. But he finds out that she was in a deep sleep. And this bloody fool was thinking that she might be dead. And he was thinking that how his new life as a summoner was going to be. But at this moment, there was a mysterious hot girl spying on him from the sky. In the next day at school, Dora was showing off her body while she was taking sunbath. But Asahi was embarrassed because she was barely wearing a dress. By seeing this, she tells him not to worry because he is the only one who can see her. Just then, there was news about Asahi in the television. In that news, they were saying that a mysterious boy has been found by flying in the sky. By seeing this news, he was shocked. At this time, a tentacle monster appeared and it took Dora and began eating her. At that moment, Dora threw out a bottle of lotion onto Asahi's head. But he realized that she had got eaten completely by this monster, and the plant monster began to running away. By seeing this, Asahi starts to chasing it. But inside it, Dora was not able to move her body, but she was being able to talk to Asahi. And she said to him she will not be able to use her power without being next to her summoner, so as he leapt to catch her. But in that time, the plant monster blinded his eyes and sent him crashing into the wall. By this time, the plant managed to escape into a festival. So Asahi completely lost her into this crowd. At this moment, a big muscle man arrived in front of him and he was the older brother of that girl who had proposed Asahi. He tells him to apologize to her. However, Asahi said to him his sister is like an angel and he couldn't resist her beauty. By hearing this, the girl was blushing. At that moment, Asahi escaped this place and he began to finding Dora again, but he wasn't able to do it. At that moment, he saw a tree-like thing and he grabbed it, but it was an innocent girl, so he leave her and let her go. So he tries to listening to the musical background coming from Dora's ear, and he knew that there was only one band was performing in this festival. When he got there, he felt like he is very near to Dora, but at this time she stops to responding him. As he thought about how to save her, he began to scream like that, "At least I am free from that awful creature." So when she heard that, she regained all her energy and she blasted the stomach of that creature. But when she came out, Asahi saw the greatest plot of all time from the anime history, and he starts to nose bleeding as he have seen the heaven in front of him. After he covered her up, the plant ran back to the mysterious girl we saw that night. By seeing this, Dora was furious and she tries to attack them, but she wasn't able to do it because they was disappeared into the wind. Although Dora wanted to follow them, but Asahi told her they might be dangerous, and today we have faced a lot. At the same time, an old man told the girl to never let Asahi get away because he wants to see the last god powers. And after she left, he was excited for the moment when Asahi will manage to get his power. So guys, that's all for today. I guess you guys have enjoyed this video, and this journey will begin after some days and we will upload the next part. Thank you all for watching.